Question 21. What is the team's history in the Grand Tournament of Champions?
A storied rivalry and unfulfilled promise. Cougars G2C history.
The story of the Cincinnati Cougars in the Grand Tournament of Champions is a saga filled with near misses and could-have-beens. With 4 trips to the tourney under their belt, they've run into a brick wall each time, named the Houston Mavericks. You see it too, don't ya? Houston's got him on speed dial. The Cougars' peak moment remains 1977, where they advanced past the Divisional Championship Series, only to hit a Houston wall. The added 1979 and 80 data just amplifies this narrative. They're consistent enough to make appearances, but lack the lethal finishing touch. They're not a tournament mainstay, but they're also not strangers to postseason lights. What they've consistently missed is that elusive spark, that magic ingredient to get them over the hump. While nightmares of Mavericks may be keeping Cougars up at night, the question looms large. Can they rewrite this script, or are we in for another episode of the same tragic comedy?
Question 22. What is the team's history in previous seasons?
From mediocrity to potential, charting the Cougars' evolution.
The Cincinnati Cougars, in their journey since 1972, have been a study in incremental progress and missed opportunities. The early years, 72 to 75, were marked by underwhelming performances and lukewarm fan engagement. However, a shift began in 76, marking a period of rising fortunes that included 4 Grand Tournament of Champions appearances, 76, 77, 79, 80, and a steady climb in attendance and payroll. Their statistical landscape also evolved, with batting averages and ERAs stabilizing to competitive levels. Despite a sluggish start to the current 1981 season, their financial health is robust, boasting a balance of over $9 million. Their cumulative win-loss record stands at 770 to 707, encapsulating a journey of competitive yet non-dominant performances. While their attendance and payroll have seen moderate increases, they've yet to translate that into championship hardware. The narrative is clear. The Cougars have grown into contenders, but the question remains, when will they become champions? But no report about the annals of Cincinnati Cougars history is complete without mentioning the name Scott Reese. A prodigious talent drafted 3rd overall in the inaugural 1972 draft, Reese has been the epitome of excellence, clinching the American Conference Danny Rodriguez MVP award an eye-popping 5 times, including the last 4 in a row. Decorated with numerous All-Star selections and Batter of the Month awards, this outfield wizard has also claimed the Toby Harrah Clutch Award a staggering 9 times, and yes, that's right, there have only been 9 given out, affirming his reputation as the linchpin in high-stakes situations. Let's not forget the Golden Glove he snatched in '79, underscoring his all-around brilliance on the diamond. Despite occasional setbacks from injuries, Reese bounced back stronger, as evidenced by his 5-4-5 game against the Portland Lumberjacks in 1980. Commanding an $8.64 million contract extension, he's not just another player, he's an institution. As the 1981 season unfolds, one thing is clear: Scott Reese is not merely playing the game, he's defining it. And Cincinnati wouldn't have it any other way. The dream of another MVP season and a title run is what the faithful pay to see.
Question 23. What's your take on last season?
A year of promise and pitfalls. The 1980 Cincinnati Cougars.
The 1980 season for the Cincinnati Cougars was a tantalizing mix of near triumphs and glaring omissions. With a head-turning record of 97 to 65 and a winning percentage of .599, they were the darlings of the regular season but came up short in the Grand Tournament of Champions. While their offense clicked with a .256 average, the pitching staff also pulled its weight, posting a commendable 3.38 ERA. The team slightly outperformed their expected 95 to 67 record, a cautionary tale about the fine line between success and overachievement. A high attendance of around 1.7 million and a hearty payroll north of $10 million reflected both fan enthusiasm and front office commitment. However, despite the accolades in the numbers, they failed to capture the championship, making the season a complex mosaic of promise, achievement, and ultimately, unfulfilled aspirations.
Question 24. How does what happened in the 1980 season reflect on the 1981 early campaign?
The echo of 1980 and the dawn of 1981, a tale of 2 seasons for the Cincinnati Cougars.
The 1981 season for the Cincinnati Cougars is laboring under the weighty expectations set by their robust 1980 campaign. With a 9-10 start, they're stumbling out of the gate, raising eyebrows and fueling discontent among a fan base that saw a 97 to 65 record last year. Despite an uptick in batting average to .287, the lack of wins calls into question the team's clutch performance and run generation. The pitching staff, once a fortress with a 3.38 ERA in 1980, has sprung leaks, posting a worrisome 4.54 ERA so far. The financial muscle flexed last year with a $10 million plus payroll now seems like a promissory note coming due. It's a season teetering on the edge of promise and disillusionment, each game scrutinized through the lens of last year's near glory. The Cougars find themselves at a crossroads, either leverage last year's success to right the ship or risk becoming a cautionary tale of fleeting success.
Question 25. What is your take on the current roster?
A snapshot of hope and concern, analyzing the Cincinnati Cougars 1981 roster.
The Cincinnati Cougars 1981 roster is a blend of promise and apprehension, a microcosm of standout performances, underwhelming stats, and looming injuries. The pitching staff, spearheaded by an exhausted Alex Perez with a 4.00 ERA, feels shaky, especially with Medina and Satchel hovering in the high fours. The bullpen, however, gets a nod for consistency, thanks to Hines and Jones. Offensively, the spotlight shines on catchers and infielders. Jordan Pedroza excels behind the plate with a .333 average. Joe Rogers is a revelation at third base, and Esteban Martinez brings the power at first base. However, Lance Lynn's .188 average could be an Achilles heel. Outfielders Tony Jones and reigning conference MVP Scott Reese offer reliability but have lacked a spark to change games. Injuries to Brian Filotio and others add another layer of uncertainty. Lineups against both right-hand and left-hand pitching reveal a troubling lack of depth or perhaps misplaced faith in underperformers. Despite financial prowess carried over from a standout 1980 season, the team must make judicious choices to enhance this roster. The Cougars find themselves at an inflection point, their season hanging in the balance between fulfilling high expectations and succumbing to glaring vulnerabilities.